Lisa.
Hi, Christine.
Hey, Eileen.
Hi, Mrs. Fredericks.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Good to see people.
I'm going to mute people, okay? I'm going to mute until I have everybody in. Do you know if it's just going to be the council or is it general membership?
I think Jennifer put the link on. I'm not sure who's going to be joining.
Okay,
She
either
sent
or.
out, she did send.
I'm taping it.
She sent it to the membership.
Okay, so I'm taping it, so in case you want to share, you certainly can.
Okay.
Okay, all right, I'll give it a few minutes. I'm going to, if you mute yourself, then you can unmute if you need
Oh,
to. You unmuted, Eileen, so you might want to,
should I mute myself? Oh,
I think you're good for a few minutes. I may need you to talk. I didn't get out for dinner. I have a breakfast bar in here.
I had cashews.
Good, all right, those are not bad
Full
for you.
protein.
All right, I see Kevin Ketterhagen. I have him twice though. All right, so maybe remove this one. Oh, there he goes. Perfect. Does anybody know who JT is?
JT.
Yeah, I don't see a name. So if the person doesn't look familiar to you, Lisa, let me know. I will remove them. This Kathy. Tracy. This will be fast, I promise.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Go put your
Okay, if you can mute yourself upon entry, that would be great. Hey, Kathy. All right. Okay. Jennifer. I'm going to ask you to mute yourselves. Hi, Jen. Right. Got two JTs.
Hello. Oh, it's Jessica Tuholsky. Hi. Can you hear me?
How are
Hi.
you? I've got two of you. I'm not sure which one of you is the right one. But if you mute both of them, that will help.
Okay.
All right. And then if we have I have a brief amount of time for Q&A, but this is really just to catch you up with some of the governor's new changes, which we kind of had a feeling were coming. Okay, it's 6:03. Jennifer, did you send out the link to everybody or just general membership or just your council? And you have to unmute yourself so I can see you.
Okay. Got me now?
Yep, I do.
Familiar with doing. Okay. I did send it out to everybody. Everybody.
Okay, great. Cool. Nassau BOCES, who's that?
I don't know.
Hello, if you unmute yourself, Nassau BOCES, so I know who you are. Just want to make sure we can identify everybody. Not that there's any state secrets.
Oh, hi, sorry. It's me.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Hi,
And
Jen.
who is that again? Nessa Boses, who are you again?
Oh, Vanessa. DeGroove.
Okay, great.
Sorry.
That's okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, Jen, do you have anything you need to say to your membership? Because this is just really going to be a quick budget overview and.
That's what I was assuming this was. Great.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to ask everybody to mute themselves. If anyone else comes into the waiting room, they're kind of a little bit out of luck because I can't stop and do the waiting room while I'm sharing my screen. But I am taping this, just so everybody
Okay.
knows. And when I'm done tomorrow, I will send you the tape, Jennifer, and you can send it out to your people. We can put it on the web. It'll probably be a YouTube link, okay? So I'm going to ask everybody to mute themselves. And if you hit your space bar, you can actually speak, but I'm going to ask you not to do that until we're done. All righty, I'm just going to do the quick budget presentation real fast. You may have seen this already. First, I have to find it, of course. And of course, it's not here. So give me 2 seconds. I apologize. Not easy to find this sometimes. There it is. I'm going to share my screen in a minute. I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope everybody is paying close attention to the governor. Every day he seems to come up with something new. So, all righty, let's see. I'll do the whole thing, and I'm going to share my screen now. And here we are. Okay. Can everybody see that? Yes? All right, I'm going to minimize me so you don't see my pretty face. All right, Carl Place Union Free School District, it's a PTA meeting. Normally, we kind of go on the road with our budget, and happily, the governor has given us a few more days for you to get your ballots in by mail. The new date is now June 16th. So you may still mail in your ballots up until the day of June 16th. In-person ballots will not be accepted after tomorrow at 5 p.m. So we were going to have a little drop box in the security booth for people who wanted to walk their ballots up. Technically not really supposed to do that, but we were permitted to, but only until June 9th. The actual end date for the budget count will be June 16th, and we'll count all the ballots at that time. Okay, and that's for Cherry Lane, Rushmore, and Middle School, High School. So this is a general overview. Let me see where we go. Hello, why is it not moving? There we go. Okay, so all of our budget items in our budget, you can see it on our website, are based upon the strategic plan that you've heard me talk about many, many times. So we are focusing that strategic plan on program, which is our instruction, positive culture and identity, which is kind of how we outreach to parents, how we communicate with them, our professional practices, which are our faculty and our staff, and then our process and planning, which has to do with how we pay for things and all of the capital work that we do. And every part of this strategic plan is represented in our school budget, which is a very, very good school budget. So our proposed 2021 budget is $51,086,433. The budget to budget increase is $861,751 with a budget to budget increase of 1.72%. The estimated tax levy is $43,948,766. That's how much we're able to ask from the community. The increase for that is $751,077. The budget drivers for that are, as you know, instruction, health insurance, TRS, the usual. The estimated tax levy increase is 1.74%. That is at the cap. It is one of the lowest in Nassau County, so we're very pleased with that. It gives us everything we need. It preserves faculty, program, adds one speech teacher. That's really the big bell and whistle that we're adding this year. Everything else pretty much is a bit of a status quo. You're also going to be asked to vote on 3 propositions. Of course, the budget, and then to establish a capital reserve, which is how we get to pay for all of those nice updates to Cherry Lane, Rushmore, and the middle school, high school without having to ask you for more money. Then we are asking you to approve a transfer from a repair reserve. That's for some work we did over Christmas to prevent people from getting electrocuted when there was a flood. And of course, we are asking people to elect 2 board members. The term of Mr. John DeFrisco and Mr. Anthony Bolzomi ends on June 30th, and residents will be asked to vote for 2 members. We have 3 people running: Christine Aguilar, Anthony Bolzomi, and Mr. John DeFrisco. So you have to pick only 2. The budget vote will be by absentee ballot. The budget vote is held by absentee ballot only. So as I said before, those ballots were mailed to all registered voters on May 26, 2020, and we have to have them in the district's clerk's office by June 16th. So there's a little link there for voter information. It's been updated with the latest, greatest from the governor. So I also wanted to take a little bit of time besides the budget to talk to you a bit about September. And I really wish I had more information for you. I don't have a lot, but I do have some, and I have some good news as well. So you may have read in an email that I sent to families that we are forming a task force for our reopening in September, our return to learn. Somehow it's going to happen, whether we go in the building, all of us, whether we have to be at 50% capacity, or whether it's a virtual environment. Again, we want it to be different and better than before. So we are asking parents to actually help us to look at 5 areas: facilities, health and safety, instruction, building practices, and transportation. And that's for really 3 buildings: Rushmore, Cherry, and the middle school, high school, though I actually split middle school, high school into 2. So we have a lot of people who want to be involved. It's advisory only. I really want your opinions and your input so that we can make the return to school the best it can be. So right now, we received information that Governor Cuomo is going to allow in-person summer school for our special education program. And that's pretty good news for us, although it was a bit of a surprise. We weren't expecting it. However, we are prepared. We will plan it, and we'll figure out a way to get people in the building if we can. Have them do it safely, we will do it. Our BOCES program, which is a summer school program, is going to run Monday through Thursday, July 6th through 30th. It's for grades pre-K to 6 and grade 7 and grade 8. And you can see how it's broken out. We will be having live instruction, no wellness checks, no office hours, none of that. It's going to be complete live instruction, the teacher in the back of the computer working with your children. This is open to anyone, not just kids who normally get invited to summer school, but if you feel that your child needs a little boost in skills, you can certainly reach out to your principal and ask to be included. ENL students are also included in the K-6 grade level groups. And as I said, our special education program, we're looking into what we need to do to be able to have that be in person from July 6th through August 14th, 8:30 to 2:30 p.m. We also have, for the very first time, a very cool program. It's called Learning Forward for math, grades 6, 7, and 8. And this is to try to attempt to address the COVID slide. Math is a buildable subject area. In other words, we need to have our kids have to learn whatever they needed to learn in 6th grade or 5th grade in order to be able to move on to the next grade level. And we recognize that because of COVID-19, there might be some gaps in learning there. For students who are currently in 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade, that is a program that we'll be offering. So you're Rushmore, so you're gonna want to, if you wanna review, have your child participate in the BOCES remote program. Again, live instruction, and it definitely they can attend if you wish them to because it is skills-based. We are so happy. The one silver lining in this whole nightmare of remote instruction that our Board of Education and our school business official was able to find some money for us to be able to purchase one-to-one computers for all of our students and teachers, which is why September, if we do have to be virtual, will look very different. because everyone will have a computer with a camera and a headphone. The little ones will have iPads with keyboards, and the teachers will also have laptops with cameras. So September can be looking, in my mind, to be a very different experience than what you may have experienced over these past few weeks. So we're really, really excited about that. We're also going to be doing some curriculum and professional development work. We always have had a curriculum update cycle. That's where we continue to embed whatever name the governor comes up with for the next, for the curriculum, like Common Core was the last one. Now they're calling it Next Generation Standards. They're mostly the same kinds of skills, just renamed. Next Generation's a little bit different, and we will always continue to do that. Then we're going to have curriculum work that embeds assessment and review, because we recognize that all of our kids, when they come back in September, are going to need some time to catch up from something that they may not have learned last year, because perhaps they didn't have a computer, or they didn't log in every day, or maybe their teacher wasn't a teacher who did live instruction a lot. Whatever it was, we want to be able to address that slide. We're going to leverage our technology so that after the pandemic is over and we go back to normal, or whatever the new normal is, so that we can use that technology to monitor our student achievement and progress. So teaching will look a lot different from now on, because we're going to have these neat new tools. We're also going to open up gradebook access for parents when we return to school. We'll have a common platform, which is Google Classroom, but I don't want to confuse you. Sometimes teachers will use Seesaw and Zoom, and that's okay, but the Google platform will be the home base. And as always, we'll continue to provide the high quality professional development for our teachers. So some dates for you. The last day of virtual instruction is June 12th. So that's the last day of class. And then all the fun stuff starts to happen. We have a virtual field day on June 11th. June 12th is Cherry Lane's moving up. June 15th is Rushmore's moving up ceremony. June 16th is the middle school moving up. And then there's a bicycle parade. On June 26th, we have our high school graduation, and I want to talk a little bit about that. So I'm going to thank our PTA before I do that. I could not have done this year without you. You have been massively helpful to us. So let me talk to you a little bit about graduation and the new rule the governor kind of hit us with at, I believe it was 6:30 p.m. And then yesterday, I believe in the afternoon, he hit us with 3 new rules. One was that you could do in-person special ed. The second was about the budget vote being moved up. And then the third thing was that he is allowing groups of 150 to convene, which in total, so that means parents plus kids. So I can't do a graduation or a moving up for 6th grade or for the 2nd graders. However, what we could do is after June 26th, when that rule takes effect, we could have a special event for the kids. And we were thinking maybe the yearbook signing and an ice cream truck. Mrs. Saletti, you want to jump in? Have we managed to do something with that? I know you said that you would talk to Mr. Coffey.
I spoke to Mr. Coffey in terms of the moving up parade after when the parents drive by. I spoke to Mrs. Birch earlier today, and we got great news that the yearbooks will be here before the 26th. So the idea of a yearbook party after the 26th would be, or on the 26th, whatever it might be, she and I will come up with some kind of date, will definitely be possible, which will give the kids, we'll probably have 114 just with the kids. So the few staff that'll be there monitoring, as long as it's a parent drop off, it'll allow the kids at least a chance with masks and their own pens to go around and sign and be together at least one time, which technically would have been our last day of school.
Hand sanitizer, right?
Yeah. And at that point, the asbestos abatement might be over. The building might be clear by the 26th. So we might be okay congregating, in that area.
Okay, yeah, that's part of the problem too for Rushmore and Cherry Lane, is that we've actually started construction in those 2 buildings. So the high school, I'm going to cheat a little bit. So for the high school, on the 26th, obviously I'm going to have kids, and I'm so happy because I believe I can put them on the football field and spread them out. And their parents, it will be very limited as to who can watch, and they'll be very far away. They'll probably be in the bleachers somewhere. And I'll take my chances for getting in trouble with that and seek forgiveness rather than permission. Cherry Lane and Rushmore, a little different. We can do some things for them, I think, so that they can spend some time together. You have my word. I'm looking at boat trips and Ashokan and all those fun things and trying to figure out how we can either do it or do something comparable in the next year when your kids are in 7th grade, if you're a 6th grade parent. So that's my show. Mrs. Fredericks, do you have anything to add? Did I leave anything out? You can unmute yourself.
Just that the invitations to the summer AIS program, Rushmore invitations went out today. Cherry Lane will go out tomorrow. And, just to reemphasize that, this is not a program for all students, but if a parent has a student was not invited, we're inviting students based on some achievement scores and students who struggle. But if a parent believes that their child needs this service, they should certainly get in touch with their teacher or the principal, and we will make arrangements to include, whoever needs to be included. And I'm working on getting math teachers together for the Learning Forward program, the math review program for the summer. You're muted.
I know, I'm trying. Boy, usually I don't touch that button. Okay, so I have a little bit of time. I only have 40 minutes allotted because I have 3 of these scheduled in a row, but any questions, I'm happy to take them. I can see a group of you. Just raise your hand, and what I don't know, I'll try to get back to you on. I will be sending out a letter, to my usual weekly letter to the Planet a couple days from now, if not tomorrow, maybe Wednesday or Thursday. So I'm basically reiterating that the governor moved the date up, that in-person graduation will probably happen for our seniors who aren't going to be with us after this, and that we're trying to plan something special for the other 2 schools so that those kids get a chance to be together. Fully understanding, by the way, that you already planned for your drive-through and spent money and paid for the photographer and all of that. So Governor Cuomo doesn't think like we do. He's, he doesn't care. But I can't just magically turn back time and tell you with my crystal ball that he was going to do this. So any questions? Yes, Lisa, and you have to unmute yourself.
Hi, I'm just curious, I'm sorry, I missed what you said about why we couldn't do a live graduation for Rushmore.
So what's happening with Rushmore is 2 things. First of all, the graduation for Rushmore usually happens indoors, and there's the video screen. Obviously, I cannot do that. It has to be outdoors, and I don't have a TV screen. But more importantly, we've already kind of spent our money, or your money, being spent on the drive up and drive through, where Mrs. Saletti is going to be waiting with teachers and giving out, I suppose, the certificates. Correct, Mrs. Saletti? All right, so that's planned. There's a photographer who's been paid for. He's coming to that. So I also can't do an in-person graduation for you guys because, number one, the date that the lift takes place is June 26th, which is the high school graduation, and all of our resources go there. And even there, I'm breaking the rules a little bit. So what I can do is let you guys have like a yearbook thing. After the 26th or on the 26th, right, Mrs. Saletti? We were talking about that actual date. So once that those guidelines lift a little bit, assuming that Governor Cuomo doesn't pull the rug out from underneath us because more people get sick, which is always a possibility. So all of this is always kind of tempered with, as long as we're given permission to do this, then I can have kids get together. I can't have parents. So with 116 kids plus their 2 parents, at least, sometimes more, I'm already well over the 150 person limit. And we did receive guidance today that it is not the graduates, so to speak, or the move-ups, it's the whole group. So technically I'm violating that rule if I do that. But I think we can get away with a couple of ice cream trucks, some tables, a little bit of fun for the kids to see each other's yearbooks, and I think I can do that. Okay, so that's the short answer to that.
Can we tie it, and we couldn't tie it into the drive up that goes by alphabetical order and make it kind of that time that they get their little diploma at the same time, instead of doing the virtual, have it just by homeroom like they put out?
Mrs. Saletti, do you want to jump in? I think that's actually kind of what's happening with the drive up, correct?
Well, just, we can't do it, we can't have the whole ceremony 4
Well, I know
times,
it's
5
very long.
times. Huh?
I said it's usually very long. I didn't expect that.
Right, so, but we are, in the drive up, that's when we are gonna give the kids their certificates. So all the teachers will do the wave, but then at the very end, I'll be standing with the 4 retirees and the 6th grade teachers, so they'll be the last group that they're with, and that's when they'll each get their certificate, which is why I asked them to go by homeroom, because then it'd be close to alphabetical.
Okay. No, I understand.
Mrs.
And that's
Saletti,
when sorry?
there's going to be a virtual element to it also, right?
Yeah, that's posted in the morning. Your presentation said 9:30. I told the parents I was going to post it at 9 o'clock. It'll be up there whenever people want to look at it, but it won't be posted before 9 o'clock. This way people could enjoy looking at it and then fix their hair and go in the rain to the drive-by.
It's not going to rain. It's only going to
I'm
be
just
sunny.
kidding. Yeah, and that's when the 6th grade party committee did get the photographer to come. So they'll be there to take a picture. As each child is getting their certificate, we'll snap a little commemorative photo. So at least, they're going to see each other in their cars, but at least they'll see all their teachers on that day and get the certificate.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Sure.
Anything else? Any other questions anybody might have? Okay, so I'm going to change the presentation, Kathy, while I have you. So the virtual part of it's 9 o'clock. What time does the drive up start?
First homeroom was invited to begin at 11 o'clock.
Okay, so I'm going to let you handle that with your families, and this part of it is actually just when the virtual piece of it will be made available. If you have any older children and you've happened to take a peek at the fine arts dinner, the athletic awards, or the scholarship night, it's very special. The teachers that are associated with those things have been working really hard to make the virtual piece of it special. So while we can't do a slideshow outside, we certainly can share that slideshow for parents, and we'll put it prominently in the news feed too, so that everybody can enjoy it. I want more than anything to go back to normal, but I'm so happy that at least we have these little special vignettes available for our families.
Disclaimer, when I did my little portion, my hair was not cut nor colored,
No,
just
me
saying.
neither. Hey, we do the best we can.
And
We
now
always
it's
do.
in film forever. I'm so
Oh,
happy.
say it's ombre. It's a new look. Anyway, better times are coming, I believe. The news in terms of infection rate is good. It's all kind of going down. Let's pray that continues. And, I read every day up about what's happening with vaccines. So just keep praying that that happens. And in the meantime, if I can fit these little bodies under the roof, I shall. That's really, that's my goal, is to bring them back. And if I can do that safely, I will. So that's going to require some creativity. I know some of you have already joined the task force. There's plenty of room for everybody. Like I said, I have 5 areas, 3 schools. So right there, it's almost 15 subcommittees. And I just need feedback on what would transportation look like? What if we can't have school buses? What should we do then? And I'm very interested in your point of view. Oh, and one more thing. Mrs. Fredericks, we will be sending out a survey to all parents after the end of the week. Actually, I believe it'll be next week. And that survey is going to ask you for your pure, unadulterated opinion on what worked, what didn't work with remote learning, because we want to be able to share it with our staff. So we won't share names, of course, share the information with them. We can have a really, really robust virtual program, whether we're in school or not. So we want to see what you liked and what maybe didn't like. Some people love the pre-recorded, some really didn't, some really want live. Other parents were like, nope, too much live. My kid's getting a headache from staring at the screen all day. So we want your opinion. Yes, Jennifer.
Sorry, would that be something, one survey per household? How would that work? Because I think my husband has different opinions than myself.
Well, whatever email we get,
Okay. Just saying.
you could ask. I see someone named Jill. Should I let her in, or I don't know who she is, so. But I'm actually ending, but I'm gonna let her in anyway. So this will be available by tape if you like it. And you can do whatever you like with it. Okay? Hi, Jill. So
Hi.
Hi, we actually are just wrapping up, Jill, but fear not. This is all available via a tape recorded link, which I'm going to send to Jennifer. Long story short, budget vote has been extended to June 16th. And the governor is allowing in-person graduations for 150 kids, which doesn't really impact Rushmore or Cherry Lane. It does help us with the high school, however.
Thank you.
We're
Sorry
also
I'm
doing
late.
a lot of summer, that's okay. Lots of summer programs. One that for the bigger kids that we hope will address some of what we're calling the COVID slide. However, we have some summer programs, summer school, and if you feel your child really needs some additional help, we urge you to reach out to your principal. I did that quickly, huh? All
That was
right.
pretty good.
All
Thank
right,
you.
everybody. It was great to see all of you. I can't wait to see you in person. And again, I will send this link to you tomorrow. Jennifer, send to you, and Kathy, I'll send you a copy as well. Okay? Have a great night, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Don't forget to send back your ballots if you haven't. You do have some time. Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks,
Have a
Lisa.
great night.
Bye-bye. I don't know who that is. Okay, bye-bye.